What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about the difference between losing weight and losing body fat. There's a huge difference, and a lot of people do not know the difference. Okay, so if you're looking to lose weight, you want to get on diets, and you're really excited. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get into as big of a caloric deficit as possible, and you want to lose as much weight as possible and as fast as possible. That's everybody's goal at the beginning. And I'm here to tell you that is not the best approach, and I'll tell you why. But if you can relate, that's especially like for New Year's or your birthday, whatever, everybody has a goal. They're like, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 3 months or whatever the time frame may be, right? And most of us, when we want to lose weight, we want to get, we don't just want to get necessarily skinny. Well, some of you may, but you also want to look leaner. You want to look better, right? Because that's the goal. It's you don't just want to be a skinnier version of yourself. You want to lose the body fat so then you still have a little bit of lean muscle tissue, whether you're a guy or a girl, and you want to look better. Okay, so because somebody who, let's say, drops 50 pounds and they don't look any necessarily fit, they just look a skinnier version of their same fat self that they were, it's called skinny fat, right? You still don't look that good versus dropping the body fat, and now you look much leaner, much toner, much tighter, and you just look and feel better, right? So here is the thing. Okay, so when most people get on a diet, is they pretty much trying to go into straight starvation mode. They go do a crazy amount of cardio, and you're going to lose weight, of course, right? At the end of the day, it's a simple equation. If you're taking in less calories than what your body's burning throughout the day, naturally you're going to lose weight, and that's great. But here's the problem, okay? Our bodies, from an evolutionary standpoint, are an adaptation machine. Like, our bodies are extremely good at adapting to new harsh environments, new different stimulus and external stimuluses, right? So let's say that, for example, I'm just throwing out some numbers here. You need 2,500 calories to maintain your body weight, right? Again, we'll just make up some numbers, 2,500 calories. And let's say that you just completely starve yourself and you only eat 1,500 calories, which is not a lot, but trust me when I say a lot of people do this, 1,600 calories, right? And you're doing cardio every single day, so which you're creating even a bigger deficit. But you're eating 1,500 calories, and your body needs 2,500 calories to maintain its current body weight, right? So you're in a 1,000 calorie deficit per week. So if we do 1,000 times 7, that's going to equal 7,000. It takes 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound. So by doing the math, 7,000 divided by 3,500, that is 2. So that means that you're dropping 2 pounds per week, okay? So that's times 4, that's 4 pounds. I mean, 8 pounds. Yeah, 8 pounds. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 pounds per month, which is a crazy amount. Like, unless you're like 300, 400 pounds overweight, that is not healthy to lose 8 pounds in a month, especially if it's actual weight. Now, sure, the first week you may lose like 1 or 2 pounds of water weight. You're debloating, such things. Carbohydrates also retain more water. So that's understandable if you lose, like, let's say 2 pounds the first week, but you should not be losing 8 pounds in a month. That is way too much, because if you're losing that much weight, a lot of the weight is not fat. A lot of that weight is muscle. And here's the reason. Our bodies naturally don't need that much muscle to do daily functions, right? But your body actually needs body fat. Your brain uses a ton of amino acids, like a lot of fat your brain uses in order to survive, but also your body needs body fat as a protection like mechanism. For when you're cold, your body needs body fat. Your body needs body fat as like an insulation. Your body needs body fat for fuel. If you go long periods of time without eating, your body breaks down the body fat into ketones for energy. But your body actually doesn't need a lot of muscle, because most of your day you sit at a desk all day, or you do daily activities that doesn't require your body to need that much muscle. So guess what? So when you're in that big of a caloric deficit, your body actually burns off the protein, burns off the muscle mass that you have, in order, because you're in such a big caloric deficit. It may use like the first, let's say, 10 to 20% of your body fat, and then it's like, nope, we're going to the muscle, because your body doesn't need that muscle. So it's gonna want to get rid of the thing that it needs the least, okay, which your body actually prefers to store body fats, okay? So that's what's going to happen. So you may lose 8, 10 pounds in a month, but majority of that is going to become from muscle. So now let's say you're 3 months in and you lose 8 to 10 pounds a month, right? You're down 26 to 30 pounds in the first 3 months. And you're looking in the mirror, and sure, you look skinnier, but you don't look that much better as far as like your body composition. That's very important. Again, body composition is the amount of body fat that you've extracted from your body. If you weighed 230 pounds, now you're at 200 pounds, and you just look a skinnier version of yourself. Like you still have the same amount of quote unquote body fat, maybe a little bit less, but you don't see any definition in your arms and your abs and your chest. It's still a decent amount of body fat. And you're like, but I lost 30 pounds. That's because you lost a ton of muscle, not body fat. You may have lost 2-3 pounds of body fat, but majority of that 20 25 pounds was actually muscle, which is not good. That is not what we want to do. All right, so here I'm gonna suggest a much more sustainable approach. And by the way, a quick side note is after you've been eating 1,500 calories for a few weeks, a month, 2 months, your body is an adaptation machine, as I mentioned earlier. So your body's going to get adapted to those low calories very, very quickly. So guess what? Where do you go from there? 1,200, 1,000 calories? That's like not even sustainable, right? Because guess what? After that, you have to even lower in order to keep losing weight, which is not sustainable. Nobody should be eating 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories a day. That is just not enough, right? And you're going to feel horrible. You're not going to have any energy. You're going to be lethargic all day. Not even counting for all the deficiencies that you're going to get. I mean, all the deficiencies that you're not going to get from vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes and all of that, right? So here's a much more sustainable approach. Okay, so let's use the same person, and let's say they need 2,500 calories in order to maintain their body weight. So now we're going to bump them down to a 500 calorie deficit. Okay, so half of that. So 500 calories times 7, that's 3,500 calories. So you're going to aim to lose about 1 pound per week. And actually, half a pound is not bad either. So it depends on how much weight you lose. So if you need somebody who needs to, like someone who's much more overweight, a pound a week is pretty healthy. If somebody, like, let's say I want to go on a diet, somebody who's already fairly lean, right? I wouldn't want to lose a pound a week. That's just way too much. That's 4 pounds a month. Ideally, I'd want to lose about half a pound a week or about 2 pounds per month, right? But so we're using the person who's a little bit overweight. So they want to lose about 1 pound per week. So that's pretty healthy. That's about 4 pounds a month, which is about 12 pounds in 3 months. So, and the goal is that what we want to do is we want to keep our protein intake very, very high. So let's say that person weighs around 180 pounds, right? Ideally, we want to eat between 140 to 180 grams of protein per day. So we want to eat almost, you can, but 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, or slightly under, it doesn't matter. But the point is you want to eat a decent, very, very high protein diet, because we want to preserve the muscle, preserve all the protein and all the muscle into your body. Second, we're in a small caloric deficit, right? Instead of being in 1,000 calorie deficit, we're only in a 500 calorie deficit. And the third is cardio is used as a tool. At first, honestly, I wouldn't even do cardio. Like obviously you're doing weight training, but I wouldn't even do cardio at first until your weight starts to slow down. Now, let's say instead of losing half a pound to 1 pound per week, now you're only losing like a quarter of a pound per week, right? And so cardio then is introduced as a tool in order to create that deficit, right? So now we're going to add, let's say 300 calories or 250 calories per day for 3 days. So now you're creating an extra 750 calorie deficit for the entire week, okay? And then over time, then let's say 3 weeks go by and now you're losing less weight again. So then you can do 2 things. You can either, again, add an extra day of cardio, increase the amount of calories you're doing of the cardio. So instead of doing 250 3 times a week, you can do 4 days a week at 400 calories. Now, again, you're increasing the caloric deficit and then dropping the calories from 2,000, now let's say to 1,900 or 1,800. So now you've created a bigger deficit. You're also increasing the cardio, but as you can tell, we're doing this over a long period of time because our body is an adaptation machine that's going to get slowly adjusted to those calories. So that hopefully by the end of your diets, you're not eating 1,200 calories. You're probably going to be eating like 1,800 calories. Like maybe the lowest like 1,700, but like 1,800 calories. So you're still eating a decent amount of food. You are doing that cardio, but it's going to be a very, very, very slow, gradual decrease. And so by keeping a high protein diet, we're able to keep as much muscle as possible while losing the most and maximum amount of body fat. So then that same person that goes from 230 pounds down to 200 pounds, they look 10 times better than the person who lost a bunch of weight but not fats, right? The person who loses the majority of body fat, they've retained more muscle on their body. So you can see like the shoulders, the biceps, the triceps, like the chest, abs, you can see it much more sculpted because we focus on losing the body fat and not just the overall weight. So I hope that video cleared up for you. If you have any questions, please comment down below. But that is the difference between losing weight, which anybody can do, versus losing body fat. And that is much more important. The body composition that you're trying to change, that's the most important. You want to look better when you get a lighter weight, not just a skinnier version of yourself. Anyway, hope you found that video informative, and I look forward to seeing you in the next.